From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as...
Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, this is Miss Beale at the travel office calling back. I got your plane space all right.
Oh, good. Wait till I get a pencil. Okay.
You leave Idlewild tomorrow morning at 9 on National Flight 405, and you reach New Orleans tomorrow evening at 5:01.
5:01. Got it.
You'll have to stay in New Orleans overnight, and the earliest flight I could get out of there is Pan American number 701 the next morning at 8.
8 o'clock.
That'll put you in Managua at 5:50 that evening. There's a train from there to San Juan del Sur.
Oh, that part of it should be fun.
The fare one way, including tax, is $216.55. Why don't you buy a round trip?
Well, just habit, I guess, superstition. I don't like to presume I'm going to get back from any of these trips I make. That would really be asking for trouble.
Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Britannia Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the David Rockey matter. Expense account item 1, $4.50, transportation from Hartford to New York City. Item 2, $1.20 cab fare to the hiring hall of the National Maritime Union.
Tom?
I talked with you on the phone, Mr. Richter. Dollar?
Oh, yeah. Well, like I told you then, your man is in San Juan del Sur. Or if he left, we don't know about it.
I hope he's there. I've got plane reservations.
I called the Edwardson line. That's the outfit he was sailing for. I want to double-check on our records, and theirs are the same. He missed his sailing in San Juan del Sur, and they signed on a local man as far as Panama.
The ship was the Lyle Edwardson?
That's it.
Can you give me anything that would help identify him?
Well, here's his signature and his last job assignment card.
Oh. Can I keep this?
I guess so, sure.
Thanks.
Let's see, here's his membership book number, 146544.
Uh-huh. All right. Would you happen to have any photographs in your file?
No, but the Coast Guard office would, on his certificate of identification and certificate of service. They'll both be in a file on him over there.
Good, that's what I need. I wouldn't know him if I did find him.
I'll fix you up. Naturally, I'm curious, you flying all the way down to that port. What do you want with this David Rockey? Mind telling me?
He just became a millionaire.
What?
Well, when Rocky was a kid, he was adopted by a Titus Morgan in Boston. Wealthy man. He just died, leaving everything to Rocky.
And he'll like that.
$1.5 million, including $50,000 in insurance. That put me on the case.
How would you like to get some news like that?
I don't think I could take it. Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Richter.
That was nothing. Yeah, when you find this guy, ask him if he can spare a few bucks for the seaman's home, will you?
From the Coast Guard documents on David Rockey, I memorized his picture, and the next morning, I left New York. Expense account item 3, $297 fare and incidentals to Managua. Item 4, $35, a charter plane I finally arranged for the next day that put me in San Juan del Sur at 3 o'clock the next afternoon. I found hotel accommodations and then looked up the local office of David Rockey's last employers, the Edwardson Steamship Lines.
Well, that's it. Oh. Good afternoon.
Hello. My name is Doll. I just arrived from Hartford, Connecticut.
Well. My name is Wall, Clayton Wall. How do you do?
Mr. Wall?
Why on earth would anyone leave Hartford to come to a place like this?
I'm an insurance investigator. I was sent down here to find a seaman who sailed on one of your ships, David Rockey. Remember him?
Oh, yes. Certainly I remember him. Did you say insurance investigator?
That's right. Why did you ask that?
Oh, I just wondered. What do you want with him?
He has some money coming from a policy and an estate.
Oh.
I think I'd go back to Hartford, Mr. Dollar.
Why?
David Rockey is not in a position to hear about money up in the States.
Oh?
He's in jail. He's being charged with murder.
I see. When did this happen?
I'm afraid I don't have all the particulars. The papers, they aren't famous here for accurate reporting. But he missed his ship, you know. That was not quite 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I've been told that.
I believe the reason was a drinking bout. And as a result of it, this employee of ours, a Nicaraguan, was killed. Stabbed to death, I believe.
Why didn't anybody know about this in New York? His union or your company?
Things move very slowly down here.
Well, you must be in contact with your New York office.
My communications are of a purely business nature, Mr. Dollar. I suppose that sounds rather inhumane.
Yes, matter of fact, it does.
This office handles many thousands of dollars each year for the company, and I have to protect its position.
You mean that's why you didn't report this trouble of Rocky's?
And if I had, it would have meant interference with the officials.
And that wouldn't have been good for you.
It would not. One who wants to continue in business here doesn't interfere with the Guardia Nacional. It is both military and police. And like in all countries, they have legal procedures.
I take it you haven't seen Rocky since he was arrested.
No, I haven't.
Well, I hope you don't mind if I do.
I'll be blunt with you. As long as the interference doesn't stem from this office, I think it's highly in order. I wish you luck, Mr. Dollar. And I'd like to have you tell me how you come out. I'm not as heartless as I sound.
No, sure. Just a good businessman. Before I tackled them, I learned what I could about the police setup in Nicaragua. The Guardia had been organized originally by American Army and Marine officers. A lot of what I dug up would have been good news to criminals, a couple of thousand men enforcing laws in the country about the size of New York State. But at least it looked like I'd find somebody who could speak English. I did, but that was all there was in my favor.
You cannot talk to him. He's a prisoner, and I will not have people talk to him.
Why not, Sergeant? Why don't you want me to see him?
It's for me to say. That is my order.
You're an important man, I understand that, but there are some who are more important.
What do you say?
You're evidently used to dealing with people who are afraid of you. I don't have any reason to be afraid of you.
Importance? I do not understand. And fear?
I'm here under the proper papers. They give me certain rights. David Rockey was under papers, too. He has rights. Does he have a lawyer?
He does not want one.
That's difficult to believe.
You think I lie?
I think you'd better let me go see him.
No. He's a prisoner.
Prisoner or not, he has a right to see me. I'll go to the American consul in Managua if I have to. You must know where he'll go, to your superior officers. You can't do this because of personal feelings, Sergeant.
You stay 10 minutes, no more.
Thanks. Maybe that'll be enough.
Who is it?
Don't you have a light?
No. Who is it?
My name is Dollar, Rocky. I came down from the States to find you.
That's a laugh. I know how these things go. They haven't even heard about it up there, so why should anybody come looking for me?
Titus Morgan died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What does that have to do with it?
He, left you a little money, some insurance. Company wanted to find you so they could clear their books.
Is this a fact?
Yeah. What about this murder charge?
If you've been outside, you know more about it than I do. This is where I woke up, and this is where I've been. I don't know what's going on.
What do you mean, this is where you woke up?
I got drunk. I don't remember getting here.
You know about the murder charge?
Oh, yeah, they told me about that.
What happened?
I don't know. I drank too much. It almost seems like I got a Mickey.
Did you kill this guy?
Are you on the level?
Certainly I am. Here, hold my wallet while I get a match. That's my operating license. My cards are inside.
Connecticut. It's close to home. I'm sorry I was so suspicious, but you could have been working for the police, coming in here to give me some false hope and make me blab.
What about the killing?
I don't remember. I don't know what happened. His name was Sagasa. He was foreman of the longshoreman crew that loaded us.
I know that.
Well, I didn't have to stand watch that night, so I went with him. I've done it before. I knew him. There were all these drinks at his place finally with his wife. I remember midnight, but not much after that. except half remembering going to bed because I was so stiff.
You went to bed there?
I'm not even sure of that. I think so. I don't remember going anyplace else. And believe me, I've been trying to.
What then?
I don't know. Almost like a nightmare. I can remember the police being there. In the morning, I was here. And that Sergeant Ortega won't tell me what's going on or let me see anybody. I don't even know how he was killed.
He'd been stabbed. He was lying on the floor in the middle of the front room.
I wouldn't have any reason to kill Emiliano.
You remember who was with you?
Yeah, there was his wife, as I said.
What's her name?
Misha.
Tell me about her.
Well, there's nothing about her. She's Sagasa's wife. After I met him, I met her. I've made this port quite a few times and got to know them both.
Mm-hmm. Who else was with you?
2 other men. One was Dave Light. He was a crew member of the ship, so he's gone. The other is Chris Binstead. He's in charge of the warehouses here for the Edwardson Company. Then there was another girl, Alicia. I don't know where she came from.
I'll find out.
You're really going to look into it?
Yeah? I don't see an American sitting here in a black cell without somebody helping him.
I won't say I've been praying, but if I had been, you'd sure be the answer to them.
I'll let you know what I find out.
And Mr. Morgan died.
That's right.
He was a great man. I wish I'd stayed home.
I'll try to see you tomorrow night.
Hey, let me out.
I couldn't see him. The cell was that dark. But when the door clanged shut behind me, I realized the irony of the situation. The heir to $1.5 million fortune in a jail cell in Nicaragua without rights, privileges, or even light.
We will return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. Every Saturday night, Americans from coast to coast play Sing It Again. Do you? Well, if you don't know the fun and excitement you're missing. Prizes galore, plus a special jackpot prize if you can name the Phantom Voice. So stay at home, play at home on Saturday nights, when over many of these same CBS stations, Dan Seymour says it's Sing It Again. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now you saw the prisoner. Don't trouble me no more.
He told me he wouldn't have any reason to kill the man, Sergeant.
That's what he said.
And that he doesn't remember killing him.
That's what he said, too. And why?
He says he was drunk, yes. But he remembers other things, like the police being there. Seems to me he'd remember killing somebody.
Why you think he tell the truth if he do remember?
It just seems to me that he was telling the truth.
You are too innocent, senor.
Maybe. But I'd like to know what you've got on him.
I do not understand.
Well, what are you building your case on? Just the fact that he says he doesn't remember? He says he'd have no reason to kill Emiliano. What motive are you using?
Motive? The wife.
You mean there was something between Rockey and the wife?
To herself, she is a cat, and all men, they are mice for her.
All right, that's something. It wouldn't be enough in my country.
No?
That's nothing but the vaguest kind of circumstantial evidence. Don't you have anything real? The murder weapon, for example?
It was not found.
What about the fatal wounds, then? What kind of a knife made them, do you think?
It was a wide knife.
Uh-huh. As a seaman, Rockey could have been carrying a knife, but it would have been a small one. Did you think of that?
We searched him. He did not have a knife. He threw it away.
How do you know he threw it
He
away?
did not have it. You believe in his lies. I tell you what the people say who were with him.
I don't want to hear your version of what they said. I'll talk to them myself.
No, you do not. You do not interfere.
Look, as far as you're concerned, he's guilty until he can be proved innocent. And you don't want anybody to try and do that. Now, don't try to stop me, Sergeant, if you don't want your superiors on your neck.
You'll be in trouble, too. You are careful.
My first move was to get a cable off to Hartford advising the company of the situation and suggesting that the Titus Morgan estate send a lawyer to San Juan del Sur as quickly as possible. By then, it was 5 p.m. Through Clayton Wall in the Edwardson office, I found the address of the Sagasa widow, one in a section of houses that the company had improved for their employees. Mrs. Sagasa was an attractive, unusually fair-skinned woman of maybe 23 or 4 who was outside enjoying the moist wind of evening when I arrived. She, too, spoke English.
The company taught me. I work there.
It seems to be a good company. Does a lot for its San Juan people.
Sometimes I think it is good, but then sometimes I think it would be better never to know any Americans. But they bring me many presents from America.
David Rockey and who else?
The other sailor from the ship, the one named David.
Light?
Yes, that one too, and one called Robert.
What did your husband say about all these presents? Didn't he mind?
Only sometimes he was angry. He would say, "You are my wife, you don't take these things." And I say, "Yes, Emiliano, I'm your wife, and these things don't change that." And he would smile and was not angry anymore.
Was he angry about David Rockey?
Sometimes.
You know he's in jail, don't you?
Yes, I know.
Did you see him kill your husband?
No.
I understand you were here.
Yes, I was here with Alicia. We came out here. It was hot inside.
Oh. And the men were still inside, huh? Dave Light and Rocky and your husband?
Yes.
And there was one other, wasn't there? What was his name, Binstead?
Yes, Chris Binstead.
Did you hear anything from out here?
Well, no, only talking.
All of them talking?
I think so.
David Rockey thinks he remembers lying down while he was here.
I think he stood up.
He was up when you came out of your house?
Yes, I think so. It was, well, there was a lot of rum.
Yes, I know. Had there been any trouble? Any arguments?
No, I don't think so.
Don't you remember?
There was only trouble when Chris ran out. Then Emiliano stayed.
What did Chris say?
He said, "Dave, he cut Emiliano."
Dave who?
Only Dave.
Could he have meant Dave Light?
Well, I don't know.
Was Dave Light still in the house?
No, he was gone to bring the Guardia.
Look, it's very important that I learn all the truth about what happened. The Guardia have made up their minds that David Rockey killed your husband. If he did, he'll be punished. But if he didn't, that's got to be proved. I came here to tell him that, well, that he had a new life to live.
New life? What does this mean, his new life?
David Rockey is a rich man in America now.
Rich man?
Do you know how much $1 million is?
No.
Well, it's more than you or your children or your grandchildren could ever spend here in San Juan. David Rockey has more than that now. He doesn't know. I came here to tell him about it. But when I found out about your husband, I didn't.
Oh, no. He would surely curse God if you told him.
You understand now why I have to learn the truth, don't you?
Yes.
All right. Then will you take me into your house and try to remember everything that happened before you and Alicia went outside? Another Edwardson ship had docked that evening, and I found Chris Binstead on the wharf supervising the placement of the cargo that was streaming into the warehouse. He didn't want to, but he turned his job over to a helper and led me up some stairs to his office in the loft of the building.
I don't quite get you being down here. You say Dave Rockey came into some money, huh?
Yeah, a little. From an insurance policy.
Somebody in his family?
He didn't have any family.
That's what I thought. He never talked about having a home or anything. Did you get in to see him?
Yeah, I saw him. It's a whale of a spot he's in.
Yeah. I feel sorry for him, but what else can you expect?
Did you see him kill Sagasa, Chris?
Yeah. And I don't want to see anything like that again.
What happened exactly?
Well, the whole thing was that everybody'd been drinking too much. He passed out and laid down on a cot. If he'd stayed there, everything would have been all right. But Misha, she's nothing but a package of trouble anyway. She had to go over and try to wake him up. She said something that got her husband started.
What do you mean, started?
Yeah, riled up, something personal. So he goes over and dumps Rocky on the floor and tells him to get out and not come back. Rocky hit him once and then went out in the kitchen, got the knife, came back.
Misha told me she was outside.
Yeah, she was. I sent both the women out when the trouble started.
She said there hadn't been any trouble.
She knows better than that.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I can't see why she'd lie.
I never figured them out, any of them. Anyway, Rocky came back with a knife, and they called each other some names, and then all of a sudden there was Emiliano on the floor.
Then what?
Yeah, that was the end of it. Went and told Misha what had happened. Dave Light went after the Guardia.
What did you say to Misha?
Oh, I just told her that Rocky had killed her husband.
She says you told her Dave did, that you didn't say Rocky.
Well, maybe I did say Dave, but I meant Dave Rockey. What are you pressing me for?
Just trying to find out what happened.
I told you what happened.
How about this Dave Light? How come he was able to climb aboard his ship and leave?
He reported the thing. Mr. Wall at the main office talked to the Guardia, and they let him go. What is all this, Dollar? You got the facts.
It's funny that David Rockey doesn't remember killing him.
Is that what he says? He doesn't remember?
A man who does a thing like that when he's blind drunk is usually following his subconscious mind. That would mean that when he's sober, he probably would have thought about killing Emiliano.
So?
That would mean that the motive might be the elimination of the husband. Now, I can't figure a seaman who's here in San Juan only a few days at a time even thinking of going to these lengths to get rid of Misha's husband.
What are you driving at, Dollar?
I'm thinking out loud, I guess. Why?
That'd better be all.
I guess you have to get back to work, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot for seeing me. It was coal black when I left and made my way on foot back to my hotel. A message was waiting for me at the desk. Please phone Mr. Clayton Wall.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, I've been waiting for you to call.
Yes, Mr. Wall, what is it?
The widow, Micha, came to my house. She wanted to get in touch with you.
That's funny. I gave her my hotel.
You were out and she couldn't find you.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. What does she want?
She didn't tell me, but she'll be at her house and would like to have you come there.
All right, I'll go right over.
KNX?
Mr. Dollar.
Oh, you don't come before this.
Well, I was busy asking questions. I saw Chris Binstead.
What did he say?
It's hard to tell the lies from the alcoholic confusion.
I don't understand you.
I don't understand it either, Misha. Well, why'd you want to see me?
I found a knife
Oh? Where?
behind that...
That chest?
Yes. It's there. I didn't touch it.
Why wasn't it found before?
The Guardia, they didn't look.
How did you happen to find it?
I don't know. After you leave, I started to think, and something told me, look there.
Now tell me the truth, Misha.
I tell the truth.
You want to help David Rockey?
If I can help.
All right. Then don't say anything about finding the knife. Not to anybody.
I don't tell.
You didn't tell Mr. Wall?
He asked me, but I don't tell.
All right, leave it that way. Don't say anything to anybody. I slept after that, almost the first sleep I'd had since I left New York. And the first thing the next morning, I arranged for another charter plane to Managua. In it, I sent the murder weapon and the only other thing I could think of that carried David Rockey's fingerprints. My wallet that he'd held while I showed him my identification. After a meal that passed for breakfast, I went back to see him.
I've been going crazy in here. What have you found out?
Oh, not much. Some of it good, some bad. We'll have to wait till this afternoon to do any more.
Seems like this is a hangover I'm never going to get over. The times I haven't been going crazy, I've been thinking of Mr. Morgan. How did he die?
Heart.
He wasn't very old. I keep remembering what he said when I left, that there were two worlds and that I was picking the wrong one. He adopted me, you know.
Yeah. I talked to his lawyers, but I didn't get the whole story.
Doesn't make any difference, I guess, except that I could have made him a lot happier than I did. He had a son of his own that got killed in an auto accident when he was 14. The mother, too.
I didn't know that.
I was the same age, and I was supposed to take his son's place. Mr. Morgan found me in a state home, took me in. Gave me everything, put me through school, high school.
Why did you leave him?
Guess I'd lived too long in the other world or something. I always felt like an outsider. Then the war came along, and I went into the merchant marine.
How old are you now, Rocky?
27. I went back after the war, but I wasn't cut out for it, I guess. Tuxedos and formal dinners and dames I didn't understand. The rest of the people who never seemed to say what they were thinking.
Yeah, there are plenty of those.
I tried because I knew Mr. Morgan wanted me to. There was just something rough in me that I couldn't hold down. And there were a couple of things with these stuffed shirts, fights. Finally, a few years back, I got up and left without saying anything to Mr. Morgan.
I got no sermon to preach.
I know it wasn't the way to do it. And he left me some insurance anyway. How do you like that guy?
Have you been thinking about the Sagasa thing, Rocky?
I've been trying.
You can't remember any more?
No. Does it look bad?
I can't tell about these other people.
I wouldn't have killed him. Misha's trouble, I know that, but I wouldn't have killed him. I didn't have any reason to.
It's been my approach, but I haven't proved anything with it. You sit tight until I come back. Oh, here. Brought you some cigarettes. I got an answer that morning on my cable to Hartford. The Morgan estate was sending a lawyer. Then I waited until the middle of the afternoon when the charter plane came back from Managua with the results of the fingerprint tests. There was only one place to go.
Mr. Dollar?
Why didn't you give me a straight story at the beginning, Rocky?
What do you mean?
Why didn't you tell me you killed him?
Did I kill him?
You know you did.
No, I swear I don't. I don't remember.
You mean that, don't you?
I don't remember, Mr. Dollar. I don't remember. Did I kill him?
Didn't you ever think of getting Sagasa out of the way?
Yeah. He was in the way. Did I kill him?
I've been looking for evidence that would say you didn't. What I found says you did.
What?
Your fingerprints on the knife, and no other fingerprints at all. They couldn't have been faked. There was only one way to get them there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So am I.
I didn't mean to. I had no reason to. Why did I? Well, things happen, I guess. It could have happened to anybody who doesn't have any more sense than I do. I got nobody to blame. Nobody.
Expense account, item 5, same as items 3 and 4, transportation back to Hartford. Item 6, miscellaneous, $235. Expense account total, $840.75. Remarks? I'm sorry the mission wasn't more successful. The estate lawyer arrived before I left, and although he wasn't familiar with Nicaraguan courts, he felt that David Rockey had a chance on a second-degree murder plea. None of us knew what the terms would be. But we did know that $1.5 million was worth waiting for. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien's latest picture is a Paramount Pictures production, The Redhead and the Cowboy. Featured in tonight's cast were Lillian Baeff, Bill Conrad, Tyler McVeigh, Edgar Barrier, Jay Novello, and Jack Moyles. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dick Cutting, inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
There's Saturday night fun with the young married set when Lucille Ball and her favorite husband come along later this evening on most of these same CBS stations. You'll enjoy the laughs with Lucille Ball as she tries to help, but more often hinders the man she calls my favorite husband. And now, stay tuned for Von Monroe's Caravan, which follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, where Hopalong Cassidy rides every Saturday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System. From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as...
Johnny Dollar.
This is Mitchell Kendall, Mr. Dollar. You called my office?
Oh, yes, Mr. Kendall. I'm an insurance investigator from Hartford, Connecticut. I was sent out here to look into the Jarvis Wilder killing by the company that holds the policy on his life.
Oh, yes. But haven't you called the wrong lawyer, Mr. Dollar? I'm defending Mrs. Wilder, not prosecuting her.
I understand that. I'm not a prosecution witness, not yet anyway.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Insurance money had nothing to do with the situation, Mr. Dollar. She killed him in self-defense.
Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office Britannia Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Jarvis Wilder matter. Expense account item 1, $150.50, airfare and incidentals between Hartford and Farmington, New Mexico. It was shortly after noon when I reached the drowsing western town. I checked into a hotel and read in the local paper that the county grand jury at any moment was expected to indict the widow, Mrs. Alma Wilder, for the murder of her husband. I contacted her lawyer by phone and a few minutes later walked into his office.
Well, Mr. Dollar, you've had quite a trip.
How are you, Mr. Kendall? Yeah, it's a lot of miles from Hartford. Not too many hours these days.
Let's sit down.
Thank you. Well, I read the papers. The indictment comes any minute, huh?
Yes, it didn't take long. From arrest to conviction with as little cost to the taxpayer as possible. That's the way they like it. Not that there's anything wrong with the way things have been handled, you understand.
I haven't gotten too many details.
Alma, Mrs. Wilder, confessed when she was arrested. Confessed again at the inquest. That was only yesterday. Also only a formality.
Why the indictment, then? Why doesn't she plead guilty and get it over with?
Because I won't let her. I want a trial. Because I'm going to get a not guilty verdict for her. On the grounds of self-defense and temporary insanity.
Those grounds have sprung a lot of widows, I guess.
Do you object to that?
No, not at all. I hoped you'd tell me she's innocent. A lot of money tied up in the policies for Jarvis's brother and his estate. None is due her.
I wish I could help you on that. Were you planning on going out to the ranch?
Yeah, I thought I might. Why?
I wanted to warn you about what kind of people they are.
What kind are they?
They've been the most hated people in this part of the state for 2 generations. Russell is a twin brother, you know. And he has not only the appearance of Jarvis, but every single bad quality. Selfishness, cruelty, conceit.
Russell has a wife, too, hasn't he?
Yes, Rosemary. And if she shoots him, I won't be surprised. But I'd advise you to be careful if you're going out there. Don't push too hard. They like to run people off their property.
I'll watch it, thanks.
Yeah. Just what do you expect to accomplish, Mr. Dollar?
I've got to make a report, that's all. Murder, it's routine. If you still have any idea I'm working with the prosecution to set up a motive for your client and turn it into a first-degree charge, forget it. I'm not.
Well, they've been awfully quiet, and I've been practicing law long enough to develop a suspicious mind. It was nice to meet you.
Thanks a lot for the help, Mr. Kendall. I'll probably see you again before I leave. The Wilder Ranch was about 15 miles out of town. By report, some 5,000 acres and cattle range. I wheeled a rented car up a road that led to a large house resting on a knoll among a few pine trees. There were some outbuildings, and finally a grizzled character who got up from a bench to stop me as I neared the house.
You got business here?
That's right.
Well, you'll have to wait. Ain't nobody at home. What kind of business?
Nothing to do with ranching. My name is Dollar. I'm here from the east to get a report on the shooting of Jarvis Wilder.
What's that?
I said I'm from the east,
What's your interest in the trouble?
and I've been hired by an insurance company to get a report on it.
Where'd you say you was from?
The east, Hartford, Connecticut.
My folks come from thereabouts. Come west in the 80s. You heard of the Shrimes back there?
No, I don't think so.
My daddy had 6 brothers, so some of their kin is still around. Hazardville's where we sprung from. You heard of that?
Yeah, it's in the northern part of the state, isn't it?
On the Scandic River. It's marked on the map.
Yeah, I know the place. Mr. Schramm, I take it you work here on the ranch?
For more than 40 years. Worked for the old man before Jarvis and Russell was born.
Where were you the other night when Jarvis was shot?
I got a cabin to myself. That's it over there. That's where I was.
Could you tell me what happened as far as you're concerned?
As far as I'm concerned, sit down.
Sure.
I'm an old man. I lived through some right troublesome times. Seen a lot of men get killed. And I always sort of figured I stayed healthy because I never meddled with nobody's business, right or wrong.
I'm not sure I know what you're driving at. Are you advising me to stop meddling?
It ain't my place to advise you, young fella. Besides, I ain't smart enough. You ask me as far as I'm concerned. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what happened.
I still don't get you. You're telling me that other people don't know what happened?
It ain't my place to tell you anything.
I didn't come here to investigate the murder. All that's been done, and it's in the hands of the authorities. Jarvis's wife confessed.
Well, you can wait here for Russell and his wife. I got chores.
Now, wait a minute. That was it, wasn't it? You thought something had been uncovered and that I'd come to look into it. Isn't that it, Schramm?
It don't concern me.
Yes, it does. Is there a possibility that Alma Wilder did not kill her husband?
She confessed, didn't she?
That's not what I asked.
She said she killed him, and I reckon she knows better than anybody else, don't you? I ain't got time to talk no more. I ain't got chores to do.
All right, Schramm, I can't hold you, but I'll have to go to the police with this.
Now, don't go stirring up a lot of trouble, young fella. Don't stir it up. If you do, I got a feeling you're going to be sorry.
If it's there to be stirred up, I'll have to do it. And I guess it's there, all right. But I can make a deal with you, Schramm.
What deal?
You talk to me, and I won't go to the police. As an insurance investigator, I'm in a position to make a deal like that legally.
All right, young fella. You want to grab it by the tail, you can. It ain't much for certain, what I saw. I heard Jarvis yelling at her. That's what woke me up. When I heard the shot, I jumped to the door. It was light enough to see, and they was both laying on the ground.
They'd come out of the house.
Yes. And it come over me when I saw him that she didn't shoot him because she was laying on her belly with her feet toward him, like as if that's where he'd knocked her.
Well, that wouldn't mean much, would it?
I told you it wasn't much for certain. But when I got to where she was, she didn't have no gun. It was on the ground next to Jarvis.
Where was everybody else?
They come out of the house, Russell and his wife, and I got out of sight. It stayed in my mind that Alma didn't kill him, till she said she did.
Is that all, Schramm? You telling me everything?
That's the whole of it. The way she was laying and where the gun was. I got there fast, and it come to me that she didn't shoot him. What are you figuring on doing?
Not sure. I'll see what I can make out of it. Thanks for telling me. I'm going back to town. You can count on my confidence, but if anything develops, I may have to talk to you again.
You ain't going to stay till Russell and his wife come back?
After talking to you, I think I'd better get to them later. And if you don't feel like it, you don't even have to tell them I was here.
I won't. It ain't my business that you come, and it ain't their business that I talk to you.
It was little enough to go on, certainly. Back in town, I approached the authorities on the basis of wanting a routine report. The investigation was no more thorough than could be expected. A confession, naturally, would do away with the usual need for examination. There were photographs to record the position of the body, etc. Results of ballistic comparison tests to establish the fatal weapon, a .30-30 rifle. That was about all. The autopsy report hadn't as yet been added. I debated on where to go from there and decided against Kendall, the defense lawyer. I got permission to visit the cell of the confessed murderers. Alma Wilder was a slight, well-formed brunette of 24. She looked older than her years, but she would have been quite beautiful under different circumstances.
I don't understand why you've come to see me, Mr. Dollar. I told them all how it happened. Didn't you talk to them?
Yes?
And why have you come to see me?
I read your confession. I guess I was curious about what kind of a woman could make such a calm statement about killing her husband.
It was done and finished. There was no other way to say it.
I'm curious about what kind of woman could be driven to the point where she'd do such a thing.
If you read it, you know. It wasn't the kind of a woman I was. The kind of a woman he made out of me.
In your confession, you said he'd been cruel to you. What kind of cruelty did you mean?
I won't talk about it.
Physical cruelty?
Yes. I won't talk about it. Why do you want me?
I'd hope maybe you'd want to talk to somebody that might help you.
I told all the truth I'm going to. I won't tell anybody about my life with him. I went through it. And now it's finished. I won't talk about it.
All right.
The time I've been here alone. The time since I killed him, I've been happier than I have for 3 years. The kind of a woman I am now. Happy now.
I hadn't noticed. But I really wasn't after that part of the truth. You hated your husband, and that's enough. What about the twin brother? Do you hate him?
What do you think does that mean?
Do you?
Yes, I hate him. I hate him the same way I hated Jarvis.
What about the sister-in-law?
I never thought much of anything about Rosemary. Except when he brought me to that house, she seemed like some dead person. I should have known then what it was going to be like.
Wasn't there anybody you liked out there, or who liked you?
Why?
Any of the men who worked there?
I never saw him. They weren't allowed in the house, and I wasn't allowed outside alone. Why?
I'm asking these things because I don't know if this confession you made will stick.
What?
Alma, right now only you know whether or not you really killed your husband.
Yes, I did.
If somebody knew you and felt sorry for how unhappy you were, he might have killed him.
There wasn't anybody.
If somebody thought enough of you to do that, you could be thanking him with your confession. It would be a noble gesture, I suppose, but if that is the case, it's going to come out.
It wasn't.
You could save everybody a lot of trouble if you'd tell me about it.
It wasn't that. Nobody would do that to me. I didn't know anybody. I killed him because I hated him, and I was trying to run away, and he was trying to stop me. Don't do any more.
More what?
Any more looking for things.
Why not, Alma?
Because you don't have to. Please. I killed Jarvis. Nobody else did. Nobody had to. Because I killed him. He was trying to run away, and he wouldn't let me. He was going to take me back to that house. I couldn't go back. Please. Please let me stay here alone.
You better sit down, Alma. I won't bother you anymore.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We will return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. There's one married couple you can always depend on for fun on Saturday evenings, and to invite them over is as easy as staying tuned to CBS. They're Lucille Ball and that man she calls my favorite husband. You don't have to get involved in the strange predicaments they do. All you have to do is sit back and laugh at the results. How's for asking them in this evening? Lucille Ball and my favorite husband will be waiting on most of these same CBS stations. Now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yes, come in. Yeah, well, Mr. Dollar.
Hi, Mr. Kendall. I didn't know whether you'd be in your office or not.
5 o'clock? Oh, yes. I sometimes stay in the office until 8 or so. I'm a single man. No place to do any homework. Sit down.
Thanks.
Well, I see you escaped the Wilder Ranch without loss of life or limb.
Yeah, I made it all right. Nobody was there.
Perhaps you were lucky. Did you talk to Crutchfield?
Who?
Crutchfield, prosecutor.
Oh, I didn't even know who he was. No, I haven't seen him.
Would you like a whiskey?
Yeah, thanks. I think I could stand one.
Good.
Well, I went to see Alma Wilder.
Oh?
What's the matter with her?
Well, just what do you mean? Oh, will you take this neat?
Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, how could any woman live like a prisoner with a man she hated for 3 years, wasn't it?
3 years.
This is the 20th century. Nobody has to put up with anything like that. Why didn't she leave if it was that tough?
There you are.
Thanks.
I believe she did try to leave one other time, and evidently was discouraged from trying again. At least that's what she told me,
What?
that she was beaten.
It's hard to believe.
I know it. So was the case that broke in the papers last year of the man who'd been locked in a room for 14 years, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Shall we toast the human race, Mr. Dollar?
let's not bother. Mr. Kendall, did you ever give a thought to the possibility that Alma Wilder could be innocent?
What?
I mean actually innocent. That somebody else could have killed her husband.
Mr. Dollar, if you've come into any information pertinent to this case, I want to know about it.
Well, it's not quite information yet, but maybe it will be.
What was its source?
I can't tell you that now.
Why not?
Came to me in confidence. I've got to keep it that way. But I faced Alma with it. The way she reacted makes me think that there's something to it.
What'd you say to her?
I asked her if somebody we don't know about got rid of her husband for her.
How'd she answer?
Naturally, she said no. And I don't believe it.
Has anything you've learned pointed to the identity of this person?
No.
Well, until we can be more specific, this is worthless as testimony.
Yeah, I know that.
I'd give anything to produce a witness that would blast Crutchfield's case from here to the state capitol. Yeah, but that's too much to hope for.
From here, who knows?
But her confession, a signed statement, a matter of record. Obviously, you're going to follow it up.
Oh, sure, I'll have to now.
Would there be any way to keep the whole thing confidential? Without interfering with your work, of course.
I don't know. We'd have to see.
Of course. Well, that's too much to hope for. Won't start impaneling a jury until day after tomorrow at the earliest. If you're making any progress and need more time, let me know. I can delay that.
All right, I will.
You ought to be congratulated, Mr. Dollar. However you came about this possibility.
Case of plain fool luck, as a matter of fact.
No, don't say that. You put us in the back seat. A greenhorn. We Westerners don't like that, you know.
I turned in early, and the next morning I looked up the arresting officer in the Wilder case, the man who had supervised what little work had been done on it. As not only a greenhorn, but a Johnny-come-lately, I expected a lot less cooperation than I got.
Well, I'll be danged. I don't know what to make of that. She's a queer one, all right, but I never thought of nothing like that.
Maybe there isn't a thing to it, but... Well, how did she act that night?
Well, she was kind of numb when I got out there, acted dazed. She didn't talk till the next morning. Russell, that's the brother, says he was an eyewitness. His wife didn't see nothing, and an old-timer that works out there says he didn't either.
I suppose it's pretty late to run a paraffin test on her, isn't it?
Well, we can try. I don't hold much by 'em myself when you're trying to prove somebody didn't fire a gun. When you want to know did they, then they're all right, I guess. We'll test her, though.
And the rifle?
Yeah, I'll send that back through again. Got her prints off of it, but we'll see what else.
I know this is a lot of trouble.
No, we need nothing. We don't get many like this, and to tell you the truth, I sort of enjoy trying to work out these things.
It was about 10:15 when I turned into the Wilder Ranch Road. Passing the outbuildings, I looked for but didn't see the old man Schramm who'd been there the day before.
You got business here, mister?
Yeah. Are you Russell Wilder?
I don't remember asking you to come. I don't do business with anybody I don't know. I think you better get back in your car and drive on out.
I think you'll talk with me, Mr. Wilder.
What about?
The Britannia Life Insurance Company sent me out. A few things to take care of on your brother's policies.
You aren't the salesman we bought from?
No, I came out from Hartford, Connecticut.
Why'd you come all the way from there?
There's quite a bit of money involved. Company wants to be sure everything's in order.
Jarvis and I kept our own books. Everything's in order.
There seem to be a few loose ends to take care of.
Not that I know about.
I understand you saw your brother's wife kill him.
I saw it.
That's what you told the police. But it's not true. Maybe I didn't hear you.
Sometimes it doesn't do any good to throw your weight around, no matter what kind of reputation you got for being rough. This is one of those times, Wilder. So take it easy.
Then you better get out of here. Get off my land.
You can put me off. It won't do you any good. Murder doesn't brush off that easy. And you're in this one up to your neck.
Say what you got to say.
I said it. You didn't see your brother get killed. You know it, and the police are working now to prove it.
I saw it.
What were you doing outside at 11 at night? Didn't the sound of the shot bring you out?
She killed him.
It's not the open and shut case you thought they had against her. Why did you lie about seeing her shoot him?
Didn't make any difference. I do things the way I think they ought to be done. You got no right to ask me questions.
I don't have to ask you anymore. I've found out all I want.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Let go of me, you big... What do you want?
She killed him. It was the same as if I saw her. They know she killed him.
No, they don't.
She said she did.
Now they want to find out why she said it. She's not the only one in the picture anymore. You're in it, too. You could have done it.
Kill my own brother?
Your reputation says you could have. You're mean, full of hate. Both of you seem to get a lot of satisfaction out of kicking your wives around. If that's what passed for love in your marriages, what can you expect people to think about the association between you and Jarvis?
You don't kill your brother.
Why not? For the insurance money and the ranch?
I'll kill you if you don't stop talking like that.
You know, Wilder, I think you would. I guess that tells me everything I wanted to know. How are you, Alma?
I'm all right.
Just been out to the ranch.
I'll never see it again.
And I finally met your brother-in-law.
Or him again.
How did you happen to marry Jarvis?
Because my friends were all married. I wanted to be. I was dumb enough to believe his promises. He could be different when he wanted to be. A long time ago, anyway.
The rifle you shot him with, was it his?
Yes?
But you knew where he kept it, huh?
Yes, in the bedroom.
He kept it loaded?
Yes.
And you took it when you tried to sneak out of the house?
Yes. I had my mind made up to kill him this time if he tried to stop me.
He was asleep, and you got up.
And got dressed. Shirt, and Levi's, and some shoes.
He didn't wake up while you were dressing? What if he had? Were you near the rifle?
Yes.
Was there a cartridge in the chamber?
I don't know very much about them. I think so.
You ever shot the rifle before?
One like it, a long time ago.
How did you cock the rifle? With the lever or with the hammer?
What?
When you shot him, did you cock the rifle with the hammer or the lever?
I'm not sure now. What difference does it make?
A lot of difference. You'd cock it one way if a cartridge was in the chamber, and the other way if you had to bring one up from the magazine. You know that.
Yes.
Well, which way?
I don't remember, and it doesn't make any difference.
Yes, it does. One way would have left an ejected cartridge on the ground, and the police would have found it.
They didn't ask me these questions.
They didn't have any reason not to believe your confession.
It's true.
Did Russell see you kill your husband?
Yes.
Did he tell the police he saw you?
Yes, he said she killed my brother. I'm a witness. I saw her. He said that.
He was lying, wasn't he?
No, he saw me.
He told me he was lying.
No, he didn't. He saw me. Stop
He
it.
didn't see you. He didn't see you because you didn't kill him.
I did.
Did Russell kill him? Did he? He could have. Come on, tell me the truth, Alma.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Tell me the truth.
Mr. Dollar.
Huh? What is it?
Officer Dandy sent word he wants you to come over.
Can't it wait?
He says it's mighty important and you better come.
All right. It wouldn't have to be so rough, you know, Alma. What was it, do you know?
I'm not certain. Something about the rifle they was working on.
I think we did her, Dollar. I think we did her.
I hope so.
Here, look, right here. Now, this is the murder weapon. Been bothered a lot, but look at that butt plate.
Dirt, huh?
Yeah, jammed into the ribbing on the plate and into the indentations for the screw heads.
Yeah. More on the one side.
We got that covered, too. Now, you told me how she was lying with her feet towards the deceased.
Yeah?
Well, that figures in, too. And I called back the coroner about some marks they found in Jarvis's arm. Teeth marks. Here, you see?
Yeah. You've done a lot of work, Dandy.
And next time I won't wait. Anyhow, we didn't have a Marlin rifle like the murder gun, but it didn't make no difference. We took one of our Winchesters out on some dirt. We sort of guessed at the angle to get more dirt onto one half of the plate than the other, like that Marlin has in it.
That's it, Dandy. You've got it.
Yeah, we jammed the stock on the ground and pulled the trigger. The recoil pushed the butt plate into the ground, and we got dirt in it about the same as the Marlin.
That's good work. Say, could we phone Mitchell Kendall? I promised him he'd be in on this. Officer Dandy and I waited 20 minutes for Kendall outside Alma Wilder's cell. Then we went in without him. It took her a while to realize how much we knew now about what had happened.
Why do you want to keep on saying that, Miss Wilder? It ain't true. It can't be.
You didn't know anything about that rifle. You didn't have it when you left the house. Jarvis had it when he came out after you, didn't he?
I'm scared. I don't know what happened.
We can tell you. He tried to stop you outside with a rifle. It was cocked.
I don't know.
We do, Alma. He tried to stop you and you bit him. He threw you with one arm and the rifle fell from the other. It went off when it hit the ground.
Everything fits in. You were lying in such a way you couldn't have shot him and got there.
Nothing you can say now will change it. We know what happened. It's true, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it's true.
Why didn't you tell us?
You made a false confession and stuck with it. What made you do that? What were you afraid of? Were you afraid of Russell?
I was afraid I'd have to go back to that house.
You mean it's better to go to prison?
Yes, I wouldn't have died for it, would I? But I will now.
Why should you, Alma? What do you mean?
He said I would. Russell said I would. He said, you killed my brother. I'm a witness. I am a witness before the law. And if they don't kill you, I swear, no matter where you go, I will. And they will. That's the kind of men they are. When they say it, they can do anything. Oh, please. Please, you've got to let me stay here. Alone.
Expense account item 2, miscellaneous, $185. Item 3, same as item 1, transportation back to Hartford. Expense account total, $540. Remarks? No pleasant ones. The girl who'd reached the point where prison seemed better than what we call freedom is giving up both for a hospital where they hope she'll improve. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien's latest picture is the Paramount Picture production, The Redhead and the Cowboy. Featured in tonight's cast were Parley Bear, Tim Graham, Bill Conrad, Herb Butterfield, and Mary Lansing. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dick Cutting inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
There have been some changes made, and it's faster, it's funnier, it's got new life and a brand new punch because Jan Murray's taken over. What show is this? Why, CBS Saturday Night Musical Quiz, Sing It Again. That hour of melody, mirth, and money that's heard on most of these same CBS stations. Yes, Jan Murray is your new host. Be sure to hear the new Sing It Again with Jan Murray this evening on CBS. Stay tuned now for Bon Monroe's Caravan, which follows immediately on most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, where you laugh at Jack Benny every Sunday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.